What's up, guys? You already know this your girl. You already know I'm late. Make sure y'all follow me on my YouTube channel. Hey guys, sorry for the voiceover. The audio is horrible, but yo guys, I just wanted to let you know I'm not doing Blogman because I kind of came out of that phrase. So I'm gonna do a different one, which is called Craftsman. So yeah, let's get into it. So today, your girl gonna make your a Grinch mug. So it's similar of the 31 days of blogging, but we're gonna do everything gonna be based on crafting, making stuff, not buying. Well, I'm not gonna say not buying, but we're gonna make our decorations. We're gonna make our items to sell to you guys. So what you're gonna need in this, you're gonna need your heat press, toaster oven, convenient oven, whatever you use to make it, some alcohol to clean your blanks, paper towel to wipe it up, heat gloves because it's gonna be hot in your image. So these is all the things you're gonna need. Oh, and some scissors. So here you have it: your alcohol, your blank, your heat resistant tape, your gloves, your image, and I'm gonna use the HTV Runt tumbler press. But like I said, you can use um whatever you purpose that you like to use to make your thing. You could use an air fry, a convenient oven. There's things you just have to Google it, look it up. But there's things. So I'm just gonna show y'all how we gonna set it. Previous I did a mug already, a tumbler. I'm not gonna say a tumbler already, and I went by the settings that was recommended in the guideline book. So they say the use anywhere from, what was it, three, I think it says 240 something to like three something. I'm gonna put it up here somewhere because I can't remember it. So I did the last one. I did the 375 for the temperature, and I did the 140 for the timing. So I'm showing you the flashing button. That's how you turn it on. You have your heat and temperature. Then you have the minus for your temperature. So I'm turning it on. So it says it has memory. So it's supposed to remember, I guess, like the last thing that you press. So this is what I'm trying to figure out. So I see it keep blinking, but it's like it keep moving. But then it's like the light bulb goes off in my head. It's like, okay, it's there. It's just heating up. Cause I'm looking at it. Cause as you can see, it says 375 for the 120. But in my head, I'm like, why is it not memorizing? But it's there. And the reason why you see the numbers kind of going back is because it was heating up. It had to heat up to the 375. It's like, duh. So anyway, I decided I seen someone else do it, so they broke it down because, like in my last video, if you go back on, you'll see when the tumbler press close, it's a little tiny gap that doesn't close that's open, so that leaves for that part of the tumbler not to get pressed. I mean, it probably got pressed, but not enough. So you would have to rotate it. So I rotated it just enough to get. So I wanted that part, but I only press it for probably an extra 40 minutes. So this person well, not recommended. What she did was she did the setting for the 375, but she broke the time in half. So that way she can rotate it on one side, rotate it, and then once that 70 seconds is done, do a 360 and rotate it on the 360, and then press that side for another 70 seconds, which still give you your total. And I'm gonna show you. This is the one that I did before. And as you can see, the color is there, is beautiful, is nice. But and I kept saying I felt like it could impress a little bit more, because to those that don't do this, you wouldn't notice it. But for those that make tumblers and things like that, you will be able to spot it and pinpoint it. We our own enemy, because we always want everything to be perfect. So I'm gonna compare it at the end, and I'm gonna ask you guys for your help as well. So what I'm gonna do now is, this is something that you should do. A lot of people don't do it, but you should do it. First, you moving everything that's out of the container, because you don't want to press anything in your cup, which means like remove the lid, everything. So I'm gonna get some alcohol and I'm gonna wipe it down, and I'm using a paper towel. Most people like to use like a lint cloth or coffee filter, because you know to stay away. That's the whole purpose. You're trying to stay away from the lint. So I don't have neither one of those. So I always go to my method: alcohol and paper towel. I spray a little bit on the paper towel, not on the cup, on the towel. And then I take it and I wipe it down. And the reason why you want to wipe it down, because you want to make sure you get any smudges, any lint, anything that might be on it. Just because you pulled it out the box and the bag, it still doesn't mean it doesn't have any like lint, anything on it. So you want to do that. And alcohol only takes a few seconds to dry. So it only takes a few seconds to dry. But you definitely want to do that. It's a step I recommend not to skip, but some people do. Each his own. So while that's drying, the press is heating up. I'm checking it and I can feel the heat. And guys, I do like this, just like I said with the heat press as well, is not hot, especially if you have kids, little ones. Is good because you don't have to worry about them touching it, because kids always want to touch things. It really, it'll give you a little more comfort of them not burning themselves, unless their hand go into the plate itself. So yeah, I already cut down the image, and what I did was I added this character onto my image. I removed the background and I placed it on the image where I thought it was, where I wanted to be. And so now I'm just gonna see how I wanted to wrap it on my cup. So I always do it this way so I can see, I get an eye vision. You're like how I just said that, an eye vision, right? But yeah, just so you can see like how it's gonna look. So most people don't wrap theirs around when they figuring it out. They do it the correct, but I like to do it this way so I can see how it's gonna look, and then I can see which part I want to have that little overlap, which I don't have too much overlap, but you want to, so as you see, I'm going to cut it down some more. I'm just going to do a little more cutting, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm just trimming it down a little bit more. So I didn't feel like it was necessary. I wanted to speed past this part for y'all, but I still want you to see it, so I just speed it up a little bit, just so you can see what I'm doing, just trimming it down. And then once I really get to where I want it, then we on the roll. Okay, so now I have it to where I want it. So now I'm just gonna turn my cup. I turned it upside down so that way, while I'm wrapping it, when I wrap it, I can make sure that the top part of my cup is gonna get covered, that the design is gonna come all the way to the top of the cup. The bottom part, I worry, but I don't worry too much. It's more of the top, because most of the time the bottom is gonna cover the bottom enough where it's gonna reach the bottom, but the top is more where the focus be at. So that's what I'm gonna do. So this is why I tell you this tape is very good, especially you know when you ready to tape things like that, because you need one hand. So what I did was I pulled my design tight, as you see. So I'm pulling it tight because you don't want no air to get in it. So you want to pull it tight. And then once you feel that it's tight, you want to get it and you want to hold it. So this is why I say the tape comes in handy because it already cuts it for you. So all you gotta do is, even before you start, you could turn that little wheel on the side, and you already have it already cut about 6 to 8 pieces. So you could just keep pulling from the side. So now I'm just showing you, I'm pulling it. I'm making sure that it's tight. I'm getting one piece, and I start from the middle, and then I work my way either up or work your way down. There's no order how you want to do it. So you just want to make sure you repeat the same step until your cup is finished. So you want to, like I said, you want to pull it tight because you don't want no air to get in your cup. And you want to repeat the same step. Some people use less tape, some people use a lot of tape. I use enough tape. So there's a difference. You do it how you feel. If you're doing it with 2 pieces of tape and you don't get no ghosting, that's fine. Don't worry about it. If you're a person you always feel like you getting ghosting at the top of your cup, you getting ghosting at the bottom, somewhere in the middle, maybe because you need to use a little more tape because you're not really pulling it tight like you think you pulling it. At least this will give you that extra support, that extra tight. It'll keep air from going in your cup. And another thing, like I said, when I wrap it, it's gonna be a little bit at the top. You want to take your time. This is not a rush game. You're not racing. We're not doing none of that. You want to take your time, and you want to get you some scissors, get you some sharp scissors, and you just want to go around and you want to trim around the top. You just trimming around the top to get the as much as, trim it down as much as you can. And you could kind of get a deadline. I mean, not hear me, deadline. You could kind of get like a lining of it because the scissor will actually land on top of the cup. So that way you know you're not cutting too much because the scissors is on top of the cup. If that makes sense. Take your time cutting it. You're not rushing. You're not in no rush. Don't let all these other videos fool y'all. This is why I try not to cut out the edits, cut out the video and edit it and different like that because I'm not trying to pull a wolf over your eye. These blinks cost too much money to be wasting. Let me say it again. These blinks cost too much money to be wasting. So I'm not going to cut the stuff out. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and make you think it's 1, 2, 3, it's a breezy. No, it's not. Take your time. Take your time. This is why I'll leave it in and show you. It takes time. I'm not going to cut it out so you thinking 1, 2, 3, you blink your eye and it's done. No, it takes time. So this is why I do my videos the way I do my video. So now I'm taping down the seam. And then when you tape it, if you get your scraper, a butter knife, you got the scissors. I have my scissors right there. And you want not too hard, but enough. You want to rub it in to make sure that tape is in on the paper. You want to rub it, scrape it enough to make sure that the tape is there. Because you don't want no air going in your cup. That will give you ghosting. And for people that don't know what ghosting is when the cups have double images or have like white spots, things like that. And I'm going to keep saying this, if you don't do this type of thing, you would not know it. To your eye, you wouldn't really see it because you really can't tell. But to a person that make cups, a crafter can spot it. You can see it. You can spot it because we always, like I say, we're our own worst enemy. because we always want everything to be so perfect. And when you go into these stores and you look at their cups, and we be like, wait a minute, my cup look better than theirs, and they selling their cups for this amount of money, and people complain to us for the price that we sell our cups. And our cups, we make sure that they're perfect. With them, they have double seams and all that. We try to give you a seamless cup, which y'all probably want to know the difference of what we're talking about, because y'all don't make the cups. But that's the difference. So now I'm going to tape the top. And what I'm going to do, I'm taping the top. I'm going to take it around. And I'm taking the top from where the seam starts, the same way that I'm taping it the same way against the paper, the same way that I taped it to make sure that is pulled tightly. I want the top to be the same way, pulled tightly. So I'm taping the top the same way I tape going down. You want to follow that same pattern. Go that same direction. And as you taping it, you see me, I'm pulling, because I want to make sure it's tight. So I'm pulling as I'm going around. And I'm going all around. And now I'm just rubbing the tape in to make sure that there's no air and the tape is tight. So now I'm going to get a second piece of tape, and I'm going to tape it the same way, but this time I'm going to do it halfway on the cup and halfway up. So that way I can fold the top part of the tape down onto the cup. So I'm doing it the same way. Start at that same seam, and I'm going to pull as I turn the cup. I'm pulling as I turn it. I'm pulling as I turn it. And same process. Pull as you turn it, as tight as you can get it. So now that I have it, and now I'm just bringing my fingers up. I'm sliding my fingers up and pushing down all the way around. You pushing up, and you pushing the tape down into the cup all the way around. And we're going to do the bottom the same way. So you're going to repeat the bottom the same way you did the top, if that makes sense. So let's go. Okay, so now that we got everything taped up, we got the top and the bottom, I'm just going back over just to make sure everything is good. So as you can see, everything is taped up nice and tight, nice tight grip. So now I'm just getting a piece of butcher paper. So you want to use some butcher paper, parchment paper. You can use a regular copy paper. Something you want to use something to protect your plate, because sublimation sometimes it do bleed through. Some paper they do, it have came where it have got improved so much that you do have paper where it doesn't bleed through, but you just want to make sure, because you don't want the ink to come through the paper, then it gets on your plate. So you want to use some type of protection. You don't have to. Each his own. I'm just telling you, it's not a pretty thing when you work so hard and you get your thing, and then you find out some old ink transfer onto your new bling. Not a good feeling. It hurts. So now I'm putting my tumbler in. So as you see the seam, I'm not going to put my seam facing up. I'm going to put my seam facing either to the right or to the left. It's your decision, however you want to do it. But I'm not going to put it face up. I'm not going to put it face down. I'm going to put it in sideways. So the seam is going to face, like I said, either to the right or to the left. So I'm putting it in. Some people tape they butcher paper or whatever because they don't want it to slide and things like that. This is where you make sure you have some gloves, because when it comes out, it's hot. So remember the press vicinity, and I told you before, it's an automatic shut off. After 15 minutes, if your press is not being used, it will shut off automatically. It will turn off. And that's what happens. So now we have to wait for it to, I turned it back on, and we have to wait for it to turn back on. And when I looked, just that quick, it dropped from 375 to 355. So I had to wait for it to heat back up. So now I'm just putting it in. And like I said, it have to heat back up. So I'm like, duh. I'm hitting the close button instead of hitting the on button to turn it back on while I'm waiting for it to heat up. Like, make it make sense. That's how excited I am, guys. I'm excited. I'm super, super excited. So, like I said, we have to wait for it to heat back up. It dropped from 375 to 355. So I took it back out while it's heating up, because I don't want it to start, like, cooking, because it's still really hot. It's hot. So that's what we did. So now, and it doesn't take long to heat up. That's one thing. And being that it was already hot, it's only going to take a few seconds now. But even when you first turn it on, it really doesn't take long. Some heat press and tumbler press and all that takes a minute to heat up. I can recommend that when it comes to the heat up process, it doesn't take long. So now I'm just showing you. You see, it slides in. You want to make sure your tumbler is in between. It's a pretty big space, so it will be in between, because you can press it, I believe, to like a 30-inch tumbler. So yeah, so I'm just showing y'all. So now that the tumbler is in and I'm satisfied, and then I'm going to show y'all. You hit where the green button, you hit that. And now it's closed. It's closing. Once you hit it, there you go. I'm trying to keep my arm out the way so y'all can see. Now you see how it closes, and then you see it leaves like a little tiny opening. It's not much, but it's tiny. So this is why I did it for the 70 seconds, and then once it's stop, I'm going to turn it over, and we're going to press it for additional 70 seconds. So we're going to do a whole 360. So I'm getting my heat gloves ready, because it's hot. It's hot, guys. And then you got to remember, the cups are stainless steel. So that's even double. So it's hot. I'm getting my gloves ready. And then once it stops, we're going to take it, we're going to pull it, and we're going to do a whole 360, and then we're going to put it close it back up and let it press for additional 70 seconds, and then we're going to take it out. We're going to let it sit, and we're going to let it cool down. You want to let it cool down. Me, myself, among a lot of other people, we be so excited once it comes out. We want to take it and unwrap it. But been finding out the hard way, you want to let it cool down, because it still be cooking. So now it stopped. I'm doing the whole 360, as you see. I'm turning it over. So now I'm making it so that the scene is facing the outer way. So now the scene is facing you. It's facing us, coming this way now. Then I'm just going to slide it back in. I'm going to close it back. I'm going to hit the auto button, and it's going to close back up. And it's going to press for 70 seconds. And then once that's done, like I said, we're going to take it. You're going to set it to the side. So I had to open it back, because I realized that I had it pushed out too far, because I had it turned backwards when I was talking to you guys. So, yeah. When you take it out, you want to make sure that you have something that you can set it down on, because it's going to be hot. If you have a pressing pad, you want to use that. You can even use the heating glove. You got a whatever you have, a towel or something, you want to set it down on something, because you want to make sure that it's set on something, because it's extremely hot. And another reason why I say some people don't tape they tumblers, like the top and all that. And I have seen it where people, once they took it out of the press, when they go to move it, like to set it down on things, it slid, like the paper slid a little bit, it slid up. So that could have caused them ghosts, and that could have caused them to mess up their thing. So that's another reason why I take my top and I take my bottom. You're not going nowhere. You feel me? You're not going nowhere. But anywho, so like I said, extremely hot. I'm taking the gloves out. You can see it. And what I do notice, and what I'm showing you, you can see the paper you have, it's a little dark. So that means it was hot. The paper was burning a little bit. But I don't see it on the butcher paper. So I'm really not too concerned about it. So I'm just going to let it cool down. And while it's cooling down, I'm just going to straighten up. I'm going to turn off the machine. I'm going to unplug it, set it, and we're going to push it to the side. And we're going to refill the cup, and we're going to compare this cup with the first cup that I did. Okay, guys? So we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so everything has been straightened up. We just going to push it to the side. We're going to let the cup cool off. And yeah, guys, look out for the video after this one. I'm going to build my gingerbread house and compare it to the one I did last year and the year before. Y'all let me know. So, all right. The cup is cooled off. And what I'm doing now is I'm removing the tape. And it kind of, when you do the tape all going in that same direction, it kind of make it a little easy for you to take the tape off, compared to when you got tape going all different directions. So I'm just taking the tape off, and yes, you have to use your scissors sometimes to cut a little bit here and there. Be very careful when you cut in the tape, because you do not want to scratch up your tumbler. So be very careful. That's why I always tell you, it's not a race. Take your time. Please take your time. It's not a race. I prefer to take my time than to try to rush and do something and mess up everything that I did, if that makes sense. And now it's no good. So take your time. Who you're rushing for, take your time. So like I said, I'm going to take the tape off. I let it cool down all the way so that I don't have to put my gloves on. I don't have to worry about me shifting anything and catching any ghosting. So that's one thing. As I say, we all like to, as soon as it is done, it's hot. And as you see many people in the videos removing it because it's hot. And like I said, I'm not cutting anything to show, when you do that, a lot of the times you will cause spots on your cups. You will cause like little ghosts. And as I tell you, what the little ghosting is like a kind of like a shadow that's on your cup. A lot of y'all will not know what that is, because y'all really don't make the cup, so y'all don't see. So y'all won't see the problem, but a person that makes it will see it off the bat. Because I have seen many cups, now many videos I watch, people, they do their videos, and I can see it on their cups, but y'all don't see it. And they not going to let y'all know that it's a spot, that it's ghosting or whatever it is. So, yeah. So this is why I do my video the way I do mine. So if y'all rock with your girl, make sure y'all get down in these comments and let me know what y'all want to see next. Because like I said, I'm going to do all my craftsmen on making Christmas decoration, Christmas images throughout the month of December. So yeah, y'all let me know what y'all want to see. Make sure y'all leave your comments down below. Let me know what y'all think. Like I said, I'm going to compare the two tumblers. This is the second one. So the first one I did when I got the when I first got it, I made it and I went by the directions from the manual. And this one I went off of other people, and I, like I said, I kind of worked with it. And honestly, my true opinion, I like the second one, so I will be doing all mine the same way. Only problem I had is when I was taping it, when I cut it, I kind of cut off a little bit, but like I said, y'all wouldn't be able to tell, but I can tell. And I love it, love it, love it. See, I'm trying to show y'all right there, but see, y'all wouldn't be able to tell it, but I can. Is awful slight, but it's beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it, guys. The colors is popping. When I say popping, it's popping. You'll see the shirt. You'll see them fingers sticking at you. That's the Grinch. I love me some Grinch. Even though he's supposed to be the bomber of Christmas, but I think he makes Christmas. What y'all think? Y'all let me know what y'all think. How y'all feel about the Grinch? Cause really, the Grinch really got a heart of gold. That's just my opinion. He tried to be the mean old Grinch, but the Grinch makes Christmas, I believe. So yeah, guys. So there you have it. That's the cup. I love it. It's beautiful, guys. It's beautiful. So yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think. Please leave your comments down below. And if y'all haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I don't know what y'all waiting for, because I'm coming. I'm coming with the video. So now I'm gonna put the bottom on. Some cups come with them, some cups don't. I always try to get my cups that comes with the bottom, because I like the plastic. Well, it's not plastic. It's a rubber bottom that goes. You put it on the bottom of your cup, so it keeps the cup from sliding across like the surface, and it protects like your surface. So if you don't have your cup sitting on a coaster or something like that, if you follow me. But anywho, so I'm just getting that little silver piece. I usually take it off before I press. I don't really like it on the cup, that little silver piece. So I'm just trying to I'm trying to be careful that I don't scratch the bottom of my cup. So I'm using the scissors, and it's like I'm trying to like get it up and up, but because I pressed it with it on, I think it made the glue stick even more tighter to the tumbler. So it took me a minute to get it off, but I was able to get it off. And so now I'm just putting the little rubber piece on the bottom of the tumbler. And there you have it. Like I said, I love it, guys. I love it. I think it came out beautiful. I'm just going to need y'all to get down here in these comments and let me know what y'all think about it. So with that being said, guys, make sure y'all leave your comments down below and let me know what y'all think. I'm going to put the two cups together, and y'all let me know which one y'all think is the best. Alright, guys, so here are the two tumblers, 1 and 2. Y'all let me know which one y'all think is the best.